Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm gonna show you how you can represent your tall building using Autocad. And as you can see, this is just a quick representation of how my building gonna look like, especially the elevation, uh, each floor distance, like every height of each floor, and also in the x direction, the distance between each grades, right? So I'm gonna show you how you can represent your floor in AutoCAD without doing any big effort, and everything gonna be clear and also gonna be visible to your client. Okay, so before I start the video, just make sure to join the community by subscribing to the channel, by liking this video, and also by sharing this video. So let's start. So first of all, as you can see here, I'm gonna just put this as an example. So I finished designing this one, but I'm gonna show how I did it by using a quick method. So first of all, I always start with the units. So if I just click on NU, the shortcut of units, if I click on units, as you can see, I use the drawing units, and I use most of them. I usually use metric units. As you can see, the unit to the contents here, we have the mirror. We have mirrors here, and for the precision, I usually use 0.00. Means that I can take small value, like I can even take 0.5, 0.610, 67. Like this one should be, the precision should be more important. Also, if you're gonna use small values, okay. And for these two precision, they're very important. And for the decimal degree, I used degree. Okay, I didn't use the radians. I didn't use this decimal degree. I used the decimal degree, but I didn't use the degree, the minutes and second. I didn't use those. I just used decimal degree. And for the lightning, I use the international. Of course, I use the international. But if you're in different country, they might give you some other like different option here. Like if you're in America, you have America. If you're in a different country, like they're gonna specify, you can specify your country here, so you can select this. All right, so this is the first thing that I usually do, and I just click on OK. Like since I didn't do any modification, I can just cancel this process, but you have to make sure that you click on OK. All right, and after that, so the second thing that I usually do, very important, is to see. Okay, like I'm gonna say, you have to see first of all how many type of line we need, right? Like on in my case here, I have the dashed line, I have the solid line, which has the weight is normal weight. All right, but and I also have the other solid line, but the weight is kind of visible, right? It's kind of visible. All right, so for the dash line, this dash line represents my grid. So this grid can help me to identify where I should put the beam, the column, right? And this, how can I say, this other solid, the thick solid line here, just represents just the offset of my wall. So just the wall, and this one just represent the floor. This other, how can I say, other line here represent the floor. Okay, so and for the, let's see, if I need other different lines, as you can see, I don't need other different lines, so I can, for the underground, I mean for this decoration here, I can just use this, I can use the normal line here. I can use the solid line with the like I can just use the same line here, like this line. I can just use it to represent this part here, and for the rectangular shape here, I can just use the same line. Okay, so let's just start. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just zoom a little bit, zoom out a little bit, and then I'm gonna create my layer properties. So I'm gonna go on layer properties here. All right, and as you can see, I create already layer properties, and it's kind of simple, right? Like let's say for the grids, they don't need to represent the grids. So I'm gonna just go, let's say let me just open grids here. I'm gonna explain to you. So the first thing that's really matter is that from the color. So I just take the color should be white. As you can see, it's white. And the line type, if you click on the line type here, you must see that I take the dash, the center. This is the type of that I take. It's like center. As you can see, it's centered. But if you need more type of line, you just need to go on loads here. Just click on loads, and you have more type of line here. We can, if you just wanna select this line to be a different line, you can just go on, let's say if you can go on double dash dot, just click on it, and after confirming it, just make sure that you press OK to insert it in the system, right? And let's say if you click on OK, let me just say OK, but I ain't gonna save it. It's there already, so you can find, you can look for it. So it was double. Where is it? So this space double. It was this one here, right? Okay, it doesn't matter. I can just go again here, and then I can just take, let's say, double dashed. Let me just click on double dash, double dots. Okay, if I click on OK, I can look for it. I can say double. This is the one, right? And if I want to make, if you want to convert this line, the one for the grid to be from the dash to this to this type of line, I can just click on OK. Just select it first and then click on OK. But I ain't gonna do those because I represent already the lines and the specific line and all of the weights, like line weights. So I don't wanna mess up with my work again. But just like kind of repetition, you just need to repeat the same thing, and you have to know what you are doing, right? So I'm gonna press escape here. I'm gonna press cancel, and for the line type, I'm talking about the grids line here, the green parts, the grids type of line here. If I go on line weight, if I click on the line weight, we can see we have a different line weight. So and sometimes for me, I don't put defaults, because defaults, if you want to print if default, the line is not visible. All right, it's kind of what can I say? It's too much brighten. Like it can be visible in the paper, it become either dark or it become invisible. So I usually pick 0.00, means that it's nothing. Like it can be only the line gonna be shown. There is no any other weight on the line. Okay, so I'm gonna press that one, then I'm gonna press OK here. All right, so and I'm gonna also like I don't have any other thing to modify on this type of grid here for the grid. But if I go on the beam here, because you also have beam, so if I go on beam here, I'm gonna also change the line weight. So I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna pick 0.0 again. Here I'm gonna press OK. Even 0.05 also it's okay, but I'm gonna just pick 0.0. And for the big one here, the one that I say for the floor, I call them wall, but we know that's floor, right? I can change if you wanna change. Okay, so if you wanna create another layer properties, you just need to come here. If you just go here, you can see a frozen sign here, a blue sign. Just click on it, and then from here you can create you can create your sorry guys, you can create your own layer properties here, right? So you can just modify it, and then yeah, and then if you wanna set it if you wanna set it current, you just select it first and then click here. The first option here, set current, or you can just press Alt plus C. Okay, but I don't wanna do it, so I'm gonna delete this. I'm gonna just go here, right click on it, and then I'm gonna go on delete layer. Okay. All right, so this is the second part that you have to do. And after that, so I'm gonna just close this. So after that, so if I zoom properly, the first thing that you have to do here, you need to know your dimension. And beside that, you have to know how many flow you have. So in general, you have to know your dimension. So what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna click on line. I'm gonna click on line here, and I'm gonna change the property. I'm gonna go on properties, and this line should be dashed, should be for the grid. So I'm gonna select grid, and then I'm gonna set it current. I'm gonna click here, should be set current, and from here I'm gonna close this table. But if I just go here again on line here, it's under grid properties. All right, so I'm gonna just start with like a random dimension, just a random dimension. You can just do this random dimension, all right? Which starts from here to here. It's a random dimension because this dimension is not important. This dimension can just help me to make my design look more how can I say beautiful. Okay. So from here, after pressing on point B, so this is the point A. and this is point B, right? So point A is where the line starts, and point B is where the line ends, right? After clicking there, now the most important start. So first of all, our last flow is 3 meters. So I'm gonna just make a straight line. It should be 90 degrees because you're going vertically, and you can as the blue color being selected, like being shown here, you can just press on your keyboard, just press 3 and then press OK. So this is the first flow, and you can repeat the same. You can just make it straight. It should be 90 degree, 90 degree, and then press 3 on it. Okay, let's say it's hard for you to maintain the 90 degrees. Let's say it's like this, right? Like you don't know how to maintain the 90 degree, right? So here, okay, first of all, you start with the height, the one in blue. Just click on 3, and then instead of pressing enter here, you're gonna press tab. You press tab, and now you can change this line here, the angle to 90 degree, and it's gonna be straight. Okay, so this is our third floor, right? Let me see. Okay, I'm just using this is our third floor. I think so. This should be our third floor. This should be our third floor. Okay. Okay, my laptop is kind of okay, and here I'm gonna do the same. I'm gonna go on our fourth floor. Now this should be our third floor. So I'm gonna also repeat the same. I'm gonna take 3, and let me just go this. All right, so after finishing designing one of the left part of the building, right? So now we have our straight line already. Let me use the pen. So this is the first grid, right? So I need to copy this grid 3 times, like the first times, the second times, and the third time here. Okay. So what I'm gonna do here, it's gonna be easier. I just wanna press escape, and then I'm gonna let me just zoom out. Okay, let me just do this first. So what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna select all of these from, like, everything should be selected, like all of the lines have been selected, and then I'm gonna activate the command copy. I'm gonna just click on copy. You can just click CO, and then I'm gonna press OK, right? And then I'm gonna take the border. I'm gonna take the top or the border, it depends. So this should be my reference line. I'm gonna click. As you can see, there's a square and the cross in the middle. So this endpoint should be chosen. Then from here, I'm gonna pick. Let's say I'm gonna pick my distance. So the length should be. My length should be 7. As you can see, it's 7, right? 7 meter. I'm gonna press 7 meter, and I need to make sure it's 0, right? As you can see, it's inferior. How can I say? So this angle here should be 0. Okay, so don't make it to be 0.1. It should be a vertical. Horizontal line. Okay. So what I'm gonna do here, I will just press 7, and then I'm gonna press OK. So now it has been linked. It has been placed or copied at the 7 distance, or 7 meter. And I'm gonna repeat the same thing here. This should be 14, like 7 plus 7 be 14 from this copy line here to this projected part here, right? It should be 14. So I'm gonna just make it. I'm gonna make sure it's 0. The angle should be 0, okay, and it should be 14. I'm gonna just press on 14. I'm gonna just write 14 here and then press OK. And for the next one here, this other 7 here, let me just do this. Let me just press escape first. Oh, yeah, you don't need to press escape. You can just use pan without pressing escape. Just like I just prefer like this. Let me just select this again. I'm gonna select the next line here. I'm gonna press copy again. Then I'm gonna pick the top here, and then I'm gonna project it at the 7 on the distance of 7. Okay, I'm gonna press OK. So now I have my grades. Okay, this is the most important part. So this is the grades, right? So if you zoom properly, like you can see how my building looks like. The first grade, the first distance is empty, right? So from the first grade to the second grade, there's nothing, like empty, like nothing at all, right? But from C to A, we have lines which represent our stories, right? So this, we can see we have lines, and also you have the beam on top of this of the lines, right? So what I'm gonna do, and you can see the line, they are solid line, they're not dashed line anymore, right? So I just need to link those lines with with a straight line, a solid line. So what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna go on properties and I'm gonna change the property from grid to I want my lines just to be normal lines. I don't want it to have any specific line detail. Like I'm gonna it to be like 0. But before I put 0 here, let me just go. This is the initial properties. It can never be changed. Like it can never be deleted. It can be changed, but it will never be deleted, right? So this is the initial one, but I want to make sure that the line weight is 0. So I'm gonna click on the line weights. So I'm gonna pick it, I'm gonna make it 0.0, okay? And I'm gonna press OK. Then I'm gonna go on my design here. I'm gonna close this layer. I'm gonna close this first, okay, and I'm gonna go online. So now the current layer property is the 0 one, like the initial one. So I'm gonna design a vertical and a horizontal line for all of the stories. So I'm gonna start with these stories here, this story here. I'm gonna take this one here. Oh, okay. It's okay. I can just start like this because the first grid, right? It's empty. So I'm gonna just do this. I'm gonna do this. I can just take this here. Do this, okay? So now because I know, right? I know the distance between the first story to the second story is 3, right? I can just copy this part. I can just select that line and then press and then activate copy comment, and then from here I can just click this one here. It should be 270 degree, right? And then from there I can just pick I can only modify the height. Just press 3. Right, and then it's gonna be an exact like line, and then I can repeat the same for the remaining line. So this one should be 6, right? This one should be 6. This one should be 6. The next one should be 9. The next one should be 9. 12, and then 15, and then 15, and then 18. It's gone 18 here. All right, so all of the flows. All right, and then here I can just take this one here, 22, of course. This one is 4, right? This should be 24, and this one should be 22 because from 18 to 22 is 4, right? So it was 4. Let me just zoom and see. But yeah, it's 4, right? Let me do this. Yeah, it's 4. It's, from here to here should be 4. Okay, should be 4 from this distance. So I'm gonna delete this part. So there's something wrong here. So this should be 4, not 3. So I'm gonna go again the line. Then I'm gonna just select this line here and take this intersection to this intersection here. All right. And from the next one, I'm gonna do the same. I'm gonna pick this to this, and then for the last one, I'm gonna take this intersection here. This. Okay, so there's something wrong, right? So we can just figure out that our lines, they're dashed. They're dashed red, they're dashed. So what I'm gonna do here, I need to change the properties, otherwise I'm gonna get confused. So I need to change the property of these lines, the horizontal line. So I'm gonna select all of them. I'm gonna select all of them, right? And the quick way to change the property of an exitant line, right? So we just need to select them first. After selecting them, just right click, and then can go on quick properties. Just can go on quick properties, or you can just even go on properties here. And from here, we can see their properties, right, is currently on the grid. So just change it. Just click on grid and then go on 0. So they're gonna be modified, and as you can see, everything has been modified. Okay, yeah. So this is how you can do. So this is how you can specify the floors, I mean the story, the first, the second story, right, and the third story, and so on, right? And now what I want to do here, I wanna create, let's say I wanna create our offset for the line. So I wanna make I wanna create the wall for each let's say for each line. So I wanna specify where shall we put our walls. Okay. So what I'm gonna do here, go just I'll go here, and then I will do, let's say I don't know how much distance is between, I don't know how much distance is the wall, so I can measure them. So I can just let me just close this, then let me just measure the distance between this line to this line. So it's 0.35. Okay, and so this is like, okay, uh so this should be 0.7. Okay, so just 0.7, half of 0.7. So what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna just go again on my design, this design here, and because you have a lot of lines, right? Like if you have a lot of lines, it doesn't matter. We can just say offset. Let me just create our offset, right? I'm gonna press OK, and I'm gonna start with the right part, or the left, any. So let me just start with the left one. I'm gonna start with this left part here, and the distance. Okay, let me just do this. Offset, and it should be 0.35, right? 0.35. Okay, so this is really important. I put 0.35. I'm able to use 0.35 because my precision allow me to use two numbers after the two decimal after the dots. Okay, so that's those decimal precision are really important. I'm gonna press on select here, and I'm gonna select this part. I'm gonna select this part, and then I can select all of them like the same way. So as long as that I don't press escape yet, I can be able to change to modify, I mean to create offset for all of the lines manually. So this is how we can do. Okay. So you might figure out that this design is symmetrical, right? Like this 7 meter and this 7 meter, and the left part and the right part, the identical, right? So I can just copy these lines, I mean these offsets to this middle here, to the middle, and also to the other extremity, right? So I can just select all of the offset first. I can just select first all of the offsets. So let me just select one by one. Okay, select everything one by one. Just make sure everything has been selected, otherwise you have to make them. Okay, I think to select something just simple, just use the mouse and then select the line, the specific line. Okay, okay, so after this, right, since we have the off this, you know that the offset of this middle line should be the same distance, like it should be the same. This offset for this side and this side should be the same. So I can just copy this one to the middle and also the other extremity. So what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna activate the command copy, and the reference point should be the middle, right? Because they have the same distance, so it should be the middle. So yeah, I'm gonna just copy it from this middle here, and do this. The pen is not working. Let me just zoom like this. Control Z. The pen. Let me just do this first. Okay, and I'm gonna right click first. Let me zoom. Okay. So let me just copy again. Let me just copy this offset. Let me use copy. Okay, I'm gonna take this to be the extremity, to be the reference points. and this one here. Okay, so now we have the offset for all of the columns, right? All of the lines. So we have the offset. So if I go on the sample here, I can see the left parts, the remaining parts, they have, first of all, we have the beam. We need to also, we need to design the flow. You need to design the flow, right? So the flow just is, or just a continuous line, like a solid line. And there's nothing special about it, right? You just need to know how to design the line. So what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna design this for the first one, then I'm gonna copy for the remaining story. So I'm gonna go on the roof part here, and I can just go on. First of all, I'm gonna close this part. I'm gonna go on layer properties, and from the layer properties, I can see that the weight of this line, they are heavy. So I'm gonna check the wall. So I save them like as a wall, this line. So I'm gonna click on the walls, and I will set it to be current. So I'm gonna click on the current part, and I'm gonna close it. So after that, I can start designing here. So since I don't know the distance, because I don't know the distance, I'm gonna just use the line distance. I'm gonna use the line here, and I'm gonna check the distance. So I know that the height of this block is from 0 to 0.5. Okay, it's the thickness, and also for the middle part, let me just check for the middle part. The middle part, it starts from 0 to 0.175. Okay, just need to remember 0.05. And from the middle, let me just check from the middle how much is that. Set from 0 to 1.75. Okay, 1.75. So just need to remember it's 1.75. Okay. Okay, so now I can start designing. So I can just go on my design here. What I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna go on line, I'm gonna pick line, and then from these points, it should be straight. It should be aligned properly with the eccentricity of this line, of this part here, right? So what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna just click on this from this endpoint, then I'm gonna project it up until 0.5, right? 0.5, and then it should be how much it should be 1 plus 14, because this distance is 14, right? So this 7 plus 7 is 14, plus this 0.5 here, and the other 0.5 here. So 0.5 plus 0.5 is 1. So I'm gonna take 15. I'm gonna just go here, and then I'm gonna just go there and then press and then click 15. It should be straight line, by the way. It should be 15, and I just click on 15. Okay, and then after that, let's see first of all if my calculation is correct, because I feel like my calculation is not as correct at all. Okay, so this one should be okay. Let me just close it first. So we have our 0.5, the first 0.5 here. So let me just do this. It's gonna be complicated. So I'm gonna just go online again. Then I'm gonna just link this part to this part. So it's 14. Oh, so it's 50. How can I say? Oh, sorry guys. Oh, I've been confusing. Sorry. So it's not 0.5 is the height. It's not the length. It's the height. Sorry. Okay. So okay. So is this the offset that I took before? The offsets. This offset. So sorry. I just how can I say, miscalculated the previous line, but it's okay. So let me just change it. So I might just I'm gonna just connect this line to this other line here. Okay, and then I'm gonna connect this line to this line, so it's here, and then I'm gonna also connect it like this. But I know that there's something straight in the middle that I need to trim, so I'm gonna just put a straight line like this. But as you can see in the middle, we have a specific angle that you have to change, like a specific change that you have to observe here, right? So as you can see, the inner thickness is, let's check first of all how much is that. From here to here we have 0.2. Okay, 0.2, and also from the middle, as I say, from the middle, 0 point, from the middle to this part. Okay, from this part, from this endpoint to this endpoint, we have 0 0.175. Okay, okay. So don't forget. Okay, so you have to understand. So you have to know your dimension. It's really important. In AutoCAD, the dimension is really important in everything. Okay, so I'm gonna go here. And I'll go here and then I'll project my top. It should be up here, and then I'm gonna take 0.2, the height for the thickness, and then so this is 7. So this is 7. This should be okay, sorry, this should be 7 here, but this is 6. This is 6.3, and uh if I add 1.75 to this one here, it should be a little bit in the middle here. Like you have to calculate, you need to calculate it. And let's say if you don't want to calculate it, like if I put it like one by one, just make sure that the first line ends at this intersection here, and then can just repeat the same. And from this distance to this distance, you know that from this distance, right? From this endpoint here to this other endpoint here is 6.3, right? So we need to add 0.175, right? So I'm gonna just go here, and then I'm gonna project this line. It should be 90 degree, but it should be it should be 180 degree, right? Because it's horizontal, and then it should be 0.175, 75, okay, 75. So it should be horizontal, and now I can just link it to this point here. Okay, should be 0. Okay, and I'm gonna repeat the same process from this part. So what we know here, the only thing that we know here, if I go online, I know that this from this distance to this distance here, it should be 0. 0.17, 0.5, I mean 175, 175. Okay, so it starts from here, then press OK. So it starts from here, and then it should be 0.2 the height, and then I can just project it until here. So I'm gonna trim. Don't worry, guys. Don't get confused. And then I'm gonna put it in here. So first of all, before you get confused, I'm gonna trim some line here. I'm gonna call the comment trim, and then I'm gonna delete these lines, this line, and also I will delete of course this line. Okay, so I can also go to the other parts. So the other parts, the other extremity, this extremity here. So if I go on the example that they give to us here, you can see that it's open, it's not closed, right? So I need to open it. I need to open the line. So what I'm gonna do, I might just go back here, and I will just put a line from this to this intersection. Then I'm gonna trim the remaining line, the unwanted line, hit this one and this one. Okay, and also of course this one. Okay, so now I have the representative of my beam. Okay, so now I can just copy this to the and to the remaining floors. So I can just copy all of this to the remaining floors, right? So it's better, like I can recommend you to use a straight line. So I don't wanna if I were you, right, I couldn't like break this line into pieces, because you have to select a lot of things in order for you to copy. Like let's say because I break it into 2 pieces, right? But it's better for you to do the calculation. So if you don't want to do the calculation, you want to do it one by one. So I need to select this line and this line separately, you see. But if it was like a straight line with one specific dimension, we have just select this, and it's gonna be easy for you to copy and paste. To select the line and copy them. That's any complication, right? So anyway, but it's gonna be easy also. Don't worry. I'm gonna select all of this. I'm gonna select all of them. like everything should be selected, like everything. And that the extremity. Okay, so now I need to copy this part. I need to copy this part to the remaining flows. All right, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just go, I'm gonna press copy, and the reference point should be this line. So I'm gonna copy it at this intersection and also this intersection. And then if I scroll down, it should be at this intersection and also this intersection here. And the last one should be at this intersection. This intersection, right? Am I correct? Yeah, but if I zoom again properly, there's a line that I didn't select. From this part, I didn't select this vertical line here, so I need to copy it. So I can just go online and then complete, I mean, complete the line. Or I can just extend it. That is okay. You can just do this. So it's just kind of simple. You just need to know the distance. For the hardest parts of AutoCAD, just the creativity, and also you have to deal with distance. So if your distance is not really prepared, it's gonna be hard for you to have a correct house. Otherwise, it's gonna be inclined or it's gonna be asymmetric. So let me just do this and this one here. Okay, so now I have the representative of my beam, of the slab. Sorry. And if I go here, I can see from the undergrounds, right? It's kind of the flow occupy all of these grids, like from this first grid to the last grid. Okay, so I need to create the same thing that I was doing. I need to do the same thing that I was doing, but right now it's gonna be more different, so I don't need just to use okay, so I'm gonna show you how to do it so that don't get confused. So I just want to copy. I'm gonna copy again the previous, and like one of the previous slide that I did before. So I'm gonna just copy again, and then I'm gonna place it, like copy it, and then I'm gonna just extend the line, right? So let me just copy it. I'm gonna show you. So let me just copy the same way that you have been doing. Like I'm gonna just copy everything again. I'm gonna make sure that everything is copied. This time I don't want to skip any of this. Okay, so I'll make sure like everything, I don't skip anything at all. All right, so even here. All right, so now I'm gonna repeat the same process. I'm gonna repeat the same process for the remaining undergrounds floors, I mean heights. So I'm gonna press OK, and I'm gonna copy this part to this part, and also to this part here. As you can see, the remaining floor, it doesn't have the slab. Okay, so but now this floor should be open at this at the left extremity, and the right extremity also should be also a little bit open. Like I need to delete this part, and also I need to delete this part. Okay, and the same for this part, for this sides. Also I need to remove this line, and also I need to remove this line here. And it's not only that, I also need to remove this line here, and I need to remove this line, and also I need to remove this line, and also this line as well. Okay, okay, so now I can use the commands. So in order for me to extend this first line to the other line here, I can use the command extend. Let me just remove the previous command, the pen command. I can use the command extend, and I can just extend this line to this part here. All right, and I'm gonna use another line. Let me just use another. I'm gonna use another line. So I need the thickness. I need the thickness. I need the 7 thickness from this line. I need offsets of 0.7, right? So what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna just click offset, and it should be 0.7, right? And I'm gonna just offset this line. Okay, offset this line. So from there, from here, I can extend um um we have this here, right? So means that, let me just do this first. No, let me just doing this. Let me just do this first. I didn't want to delete this part. Yes, it was like this before, so I'm gonna just link it to this part here. Okay, and I should make this line open. Like this line is not closed, right? This part should be trimmed, so I'm gonna trim it. So I'm gonna trim it. So I'm gonna remove this line here. Okay. All right. So what next after this? So I need also to extend these lines here and then to open them. Like what I'm gonna do, I might just use trim. I can even use delete also, and okay, let me just delete this line. I'm gonna select it and then I'm gonna delete it, and um okay, let me just do this. All of the vertical lines should be deleted. Okay, all right. And then after this, I'm gonna create other vertical lines. So I might just go online. I can create, I mean, I can launch or I can activate the line command, but it's okay. I can just click on line here, and then I'm gonna project this one to go down this part, this line here, to link to this. No, it's the other part. I didn't even see it properly. Sorry. Um. Okay, so I need to link. I need to link this one here. And I need to link this one to this one. I can just do this until the end. I can just do a straight line until the end. And here also I can also do the straight line until the end. Now I can trim this. It should be open. So this line should be open. So I'm gonna just trim it, trim everything. So I need to open this line here, and I need to remove this middle line. So it's gonna be more clear. Okay, even this one here, and trim. Okay. Okay, so now at least we have the summary how to use the line here, right? So the left part that we have to consider the underground symbol here, and also um this square parts, and also the ends, the end angle, the edge of these lines. Okay, so just like a matter of design, you have to just know that this, for me, the secret of learning Autocad is we have to know the dimension that we're gonna use. Okay, so since I don't know any dimension that I'm gonna use, so but I know from this part to this part 0.5, but I don't know, I mean, from this part to this part here, like this thickness here for the wall, it's 0. Like the whole thickness is 0.7, right? Like the left part is 0.35 and the other part is 0.35. But I don't know this distance here, so I can check this distance. So from 0.7, I need to add 0.4. So 0.7 plus 0.4 is like 1.1. Okay, that's what you have to remember. So it's 1.1, 1.1. It should be the same for these parts, the other parts also. Okay. But if I go down here, I just want to know how much distance they take from this representation of level one, level negative two, right, to this part. So I'm gonna check how much. So I'm gonna just connect this line here and check. So it's almost 0 point. Let me just write it down. So I don't wanna forget. So it's like it's almost no, it's 0.9102. Okay, 0.9102. Okay, and okay. So let me just go back. Let me go back. So I'm gonna take these lines. I'm gonna take line here. I'll take this extremity. I'm gonna go on. I'm gonna add. I'm gonna add 0.9102. Okay, and from there I'm gonna project it. So we have 7. So 7 plus 1.9. We have the 7. The thickness is the word. Like this, from this part to this part, it's 7, right? It's 7. It should be 7. So I mean 0.7. Okay, and then from 0.7, I need to add also 1.1. So 0.1. I mean 1.1 plus 0.7 equals to 1.8. So the whole distance should be 1.8. Okay, and then I'm gonna I also need to know the thickness of from here. So let me just cancel this comment first. I want to know also the distance from here to here. How much they take? They take 0.4102. Okay, 4102. Or okay, correct. So I'm gonna go here and then I'm gonna take 0.4102, 0.4102. Okay, and I'm gonna connect it to this port. But it looks a little bit bigger, right? Let me just see how much distance they take here. Let me just do this first. Let me just do this. It looks a little bit longer, so let me just remove this part and remove this part. So I'm gonna do, let me just take here and I'm gonna take 0.7. Let me just click on 0.7. I'm gonna take one by one, and then here I need to add, how much was that? I need to add, how much was that again? Now becomes 0.4. Now becomes 0.4. Okay, 0.4. All right, so now I need to take 0.4 here. From this part, I need to consider 0.4, 0.4, and I can just link it to this part, connect it to this part. So this is the correct one, right? So this is the correct one. So we have to, sometimes you can make a mistake by miscalculating, right? So just make sure your calculation is correct. So that's why if you make mistake, I need to correct myself. Okay, so I'm gonna repeat the same part. So also I just need to design the same part. But before I repeat the same part here, right? I'm gonna show something. So let me just remove the inner contents of this part. So I'm gonna just use trim again. I'm gonna use trim. All right, so this part looks more clear. All right, and even this part also I can remove this line and also this line here, this line, this line, and this line. Okay, so I just need to repeat the same part. But sometimes if you use mirror, it might take time. Like let's say, let me show something first. But I don't want to use mirror, but I'm gonna show you. You can use mirror here just to. So if you don't wanna, if you don't wanna repeat these parts, especially the these small parts here, like this one that we design, you can use mirror. You can just select these lines, the one that you create the last. Just select all of them. So all of them have been selected. So now you can use mirror. Okay, if you just click mirror, you can project this. Now let's say I want them to be okay. This should be the reference line, and you can yeah. So they're gonna ask you to erase the source of objects. So then just say no, don't erase anything, and then now you can displace them, you can move them. Just select again them, select the remaining one. I mean, select the mirror, just select them, and then you can move them. Uh, just say move. You can just move. We can just activate the command move, and then choose this line. Choose this endpoint, and then copy it at this intersection here. Okay, now so now you just copy and paste, right? So there's not any other complication, but we didn't finish yet. We're not finishing yet because we still have we still need to design the other flows here. So what I'm gonna do, first of all, I'm gonna use extend, extend. I'm gonna extend this line. I'm gonna also extend this line, this line, and also after that, what I'm gonna do, let me do this. Let me just zoom. Let me see what is the difference here. Everything should be identical. All right, so okay, so if I go on the line, I can add another line here, this part, and the other line here to this part. Okay, and I can trim the unwanted line, this one. Okay, and I can leave a gap here. Okay, and if I go in properties again and change the current properties, let me just go on 0, and then let me set it to be current one. Okay, and I can just cancel this one, then put extend, activate the command extend, and I can extend this line as well. Okay, okay, and this line also I can extend it. Okay, so now I have all of the parts have been designed, but not yet. Let me just trim some lines first. I'm gonna trim these lines. They're not looking good. Like, let me trim this line. Even the other side. And the other side. Okay. In my opinion, this is much better. This looks much better than the previous one. Okay. So the remaining let's see the remaining parts. So which part do you have in here? We have yeah, we have this represent. It represents. I don't think maybe it represents just, let's say, soil, but this should be represent the soil. This one represents other things that I don't even know. But of course, again, we can create it. Okay, so just make sure make sure that the current properties has been set. It should be the one without any line weight. Okay, the one that we have been using right now for this, for the two last line. Okay, then now I can create something inclined, like something of inclination like this, and then I can just copy and paste. Might take a long time, but it's okay though. It's okay though. So what I'm gonna do, but before I do that, I can do the square one. The square one is kind of simple. They ain't gonna occupy. They ain't gonna waste any time. So let's say from here to here we have 3. So this would be 0.5 then, and okay, so for this part, I just use the same method that I usually do, line, and then just check the distance between this line and the below line here, the line located on at the below position here, right? Just the same step that I was doing, but the most tricky stuff that you have to consider here is this line here, right? So we don't need to do it like as we don't need to do it like identical, but you can make yourself, right? So this is the mind that I made, but I can make more better, or we can make more ugly than this. All right. So how I did it, so I just go online here, just click line. I just click line here and make sure that I'm using the 0 layer properties, the one without any line weights, and it's continuous lines like a solid line. Okay, and the distance that I take from here to here is 1.7. So I start with 1.7 first of all. I start with 1.7. Like I go here and from this intersection here, I took 1.7. I consider 1.7 of course mirror. Let's use 1.7 here. Okay, and do this, and you can see just for reference, I need this hatch should be occupied. I can use this hatch here, right? I can use this hatch, or I can create my own hatch, right? So this hatch should occupy this frame, like this thickness here, this frame here. So the frame that the hatch should be occupied should be this distance, okay? Like it should be this frame. So the hatch should be inside this, or like in the middle of these two lines, these two parallel lines. Okay, so if I go here, right, I can see the path. The path of my line here, right? It's kind of I cannot say it's not organized, but I just want to make it. I just want to make it more clear. But you can create your own. So let me show how I create mine. So I just go online here. I take any. Let's say I'm gonna just consider any angle. Let me just click on the middle here. I'm gonna click on the middle here. Then I will consider. Let's just consider. Let me just consider 45 degree. It should be here. Okay, let me just take 44. Or let me just create my own. Let me just take 40. Okay, let me just use. Let me do this again. I'm gonna tap tab on my keyboard, and I'm gonna use 44 degree. Then I'm gonna press OK, and then you can see for the next line, it should be only the thickness of the previous line, right? So it should be the thickness of the previous line, and the thickness of the previous one means the offset, right? So I can create the offset. So let me just check how much offset I use. If you don't know, like if you don't know the distance, like the offset that I use between the first and the second line is the first and the second line. Let me just do this. The offset that I use from this line to this line here is 0. Let me just write down, so I don't need to remember. 0.536. Okay, just remember that that part. So I can do the same. I can do the same with my other parts. So I can just go here and come here, and then I can just do this. Select this line, then use offsets. And my offsets now it becomes tricky. It's more tricky because I didn't put my, okay, let me just, if I put let me show you the difference, right? Like if I consider 0.3536, right? And then let me just, okay, I can also create another one here. I can also create another one here, right? But I don't need this the other one. It should be in the middle of these two lines, right? So it should be contained at the middle of these two lines. So I'm gonna use stream. Now first of all, before I use stream, I'm gonna use extend, and here again just prolong this line to this extremity, this line, this extremity. Okay, there's nothing here, right? So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just trim it first. Let me trim first here. Okay, and if you go again, we must see, if you go here, if you go on the previous one, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have 5 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 lines, okay? I think the angle that I took is much more inclined compared to this part. Let me see how much angle that let me see the angle that I consider. The angle that I consider is of course is 45. Okay, but in the previous, the one that I'm doing right, the original one that I'm doing right now is 44. Okay, that's why I can be able to use 5 line to contain 5. This can be able to contain 5 line, but mine can be contain 5 line because of the how much angle my line is inclined at. All right, so but if I change, I can reach at that level. Let me just change. I'm gonna see if I can reach at that level. So let me just delete everything again. Then I'm gonna go on here. I'm gonna start from here, for this intersection here, and then right now I'm gonna click on tab. I'm gonna activate the angle panel, and I'm gonna take 45 degree. I'm gonna click, okay, and then from here, I'm gonna select this one here, and I will use the same offsets that I've been using before. The offset that I'm using before is of course 0.3536. Okay, press OK, and then I will do the same. Okay, select offsets, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Only 4. I can only contain 4. It's okay though. I can contain 4. But here it's 5 though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But it's okay. I can create my own. So let's just say it's 4. Let me just use 4. It's okay. Even 4, so it's gonna be okay. So let me check the distance between this part and this part. Oh, so even the distance also is wrong, right? So the distance is wrong. The distance should be, um 0. Okay. All right. So let me just do this. Let me just create my own. Okay. So this 44. This is 45 degree. Okay. So if I check the offset of the one that I did, so if I check the offset the one that I did, let's say here, the offset from here to here to here, it's 0.25. Okay, so the offset is 0.25. Okay, the offset is 0.25. So let me just use that offset there, much more better. 0.25. Okay, so I'm gonna use offset. I use offset. So here it should be 0.25, 0.25, and I'm gonna just select this one 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 5 can reach. Okay, yeah, 5 can reach a little bit, but I can just take 4, so it's okay. We don't need just to copy. Yeah, even 5, even 4, all of them. Okay. So I'm gonna take 4. It's okay. I'm gonna take 4. Okay. Then I'm gonna stream. Before I use stream, I'm gonna use extend, and let me just make sure everything is being even this. Okay, I'll do it later. So I'm gonna trim the part that I don't want. This part here. Okay. So now I can add. Now I can add the vertical part. Now I can add the vertical part here. I mean the other inclination. Sorry, the other inclination. So it starts from the middle. So this 1 2, 1 2. So yeah, you can just create your own, right? So that you don't just need to copy, because if you copy, it's gonna be more tricky for it to be identical. Okay. So here I have 1 2 3 4. 1 2 3 4. So the middle should be let me just see. Okay, let me just do like this first. Mm. Okay, let me just add a little bit distance to this part. Okay, and the middle one should be 1 2 3. So let me put another one. And put another one here, and put another one here, and then let me just create my own. Then in this case it's much better to create your own than trying to copy others. Let me just do this and here. Okay. And then which part should I include? I can offset these parts also until 5 times. Let me just offset these parts also until 5 times. Is it 45 degree first of all? Let me just create one 45 degree. It's okay. Create let me just use offset of 45 degree. Offset of 0.25. This one here. 2 times here. It's okay. I mean this part and also this part. And here also should be 1, and here should be also be 1. Okay, so by this one I click twice here, so I create twice. I'm gonna delete 1, and here I might need to extend some of them. I might need to extend some of them. I might need to extend some of them, and then trim some of them also as well. Let me extend some of them. Okay. Extend. Okay. All right. So let me trim. Let me trim this part. This part. This part. Okay. No. And then let's just say it's gonna just occupy it. Let's say let me keep using trim. I'll remove these parts and these parts, and I'm gonna remove these parts, this part, and this part, and here I'm gonna keep using trim. Okay, and now I can delete this part, and this part. So these parts. No, let me just press Ctrl Z here. Let me just create something different. So from here, of course, I can delete this. Can trim this part. And it's gonna remain like this though. Oh, yep, it's gonna remain like this though. So this just represents the soil. Like you don't need to make it more like sophisticated. Like you don't want to make it like more complicated. You can just make it simple. It's represent the soil, right? So this is how you can create your own hatch, right? It's kind of like a little bit complicated. Like if you wanna copy some other people, right? Yeah. So if you wanna copy, it's gonna make more. It's gonna take more time because you need to have the specific dimension and also the angle. But for the sake of this video, we can just make it quick so you can try to practice more about it. And if you want to copy this, if you want to copy this one to the other parts, the other level here, like this, the other parts here, like the other extremity, you just need to copy. You just need to copy. Like you can just copy and then mirror it. Like you just use first of all. Let me just do this. Everything has been selected. All right, and then I can copy. Let me copy it first. Copy. I'm gonna copy it. Let's say I'll copy this part. Let me just do this. I'm gonna copy it here, okay? And then after that, I can just let me just use mirror. I can just mirror it. Let me just use mirror. Then I can select the object and then press enter. And then from here, I can change it. No. Let me Control Z. So let me just, I can just copy and move it. It's okay also. Let me just copy and move it. Let me just copy. You can just copy and move. You can select and move it. You can just move this angle here. This part place here. But hold on first. Let me do this. Something wrong. My design. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna do this first. And I can use mirror. Let me just use mirror first. Okay, and here, let me turn these things apart. Should be like this. Let me just erase the previous one. I'm gonna erase it, and then after erasing it, I'm gonna use move command. I'll select all of the objects, all of them. Just make sure all of them have been selected. Then I'm gonna press OK to confirm the selection. Then I'm gonna click here, and then I'll click this junction here. Okay, so now we have our representation, the representation of the soil. Okay, and this line should be trimmed. Let me just trim this line. I'll trim this line. All right, and for the last part before the dimension, for the last part, I'm gonna show you. Let me show you how to indicate. So this inclined line, it's just simple. You just need to use the offset. Like if you create one, like let me just open one here. I'm gonna show you. Like this one here is, let's see the angle. The angle is 45 degree. Okay, 45 degree. And then the height is 0.2967. 0.2967. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just go on my stuff here, and I will go here and I'll just come here. So first of all, what you know, the image of this line is first of all we have to know is 0.2. The height is 0.2 towards 2967. Okay, and the angle, if you go on tab, you can change the angle. The angle is 45 degree, of course, 45 degree. Okay. It looks a little bit small. Hold on. Let me see the height first of all properly. Okay, I know why. So let me just move it. Let me move it. Let me move this let me move copy. Let me move this. Select it, then I can move it to here, to here. Okay, not to here. So now it makes sense. Then now I can just take the offset of this line until I cover all of these parts. Right, so I can just take the offset, like offset how, just make sure, like let's say the offset, so the offset is the gap, the free gap between two lines. So the offset of this one is 0.2. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just go on this line here, this line here, and I'll select the line, and then I'm gonna click on offset, and then it should be 0.2, 0.2, and then if I go here, this is the 0.2. I mean, from this side, this is 0.2, and since the line should touch this other line for all costs, I'm gonna use extend. All right, and I can just extend this line to this part, and then I can just delete the previous one, and I can repeat this process until I find this, until I get this line. Okay, so it's just a matter of practicing and just keep repeating the same and until you get it. So I'm gonna keep doing it until I find, and until I finish the line. Okay, so now everything has been completed, like everything, all of the design have been completed, right? So what do we have now here? The only thing left is just to indicate the dimension, and also you need to be more specific by indicating the level name, right? So you have to name all of the level, right? So you can use text. You can just we can just use text. I say text, just click on text, and then I'm gonna start with the roof. I'm gonna just let me just place my mouse here, and then I'm gonna press text. Text, I'm gonna take the first one, the text, right? And then I'm gonna click here. It should be horizontal. It should be, the height should be this, and then it should be vertical. I mean, it should go on horizontal way. Okay. Then now I can write. I can write roof. But if I'm not satisfied about the size, so this one. If I'm not satisfied about the size, I can just right click on this. I can just right click on this one here, or I can just put let me just right click. It's much better, and then I can go on properties. If I even on quick properties, and then here, let's just say the height. I can change the height here. So if I want to make it bigger, I can change the height in here. And if I want to rotate it, I can rotate it from here. And then if I want to justify it, make it left, or like if I click here, if you want to fit it, I want to make it on top left, on top center. Like if I want to modify the orientation, the arrangement of the text, I can just use this option. And if I want to use the different style, I usually use the standard style, but I can use other style like the arch dim, the romance, and also the annotative. Okay. But for this one, I'm gonna just use the standard one. I don't want to change anything, so I'm gonna press escape, and then from here I'm gonna just move it. So I'm gonna select the object, then click, then activate the command move, and then I can just make it as close as possible to the design. Just move it. You can just use your mouse. You can just zoom it if you, and then here. Now I have my roof. Okay, and I'm gonna make. I don't wanna these lines, like for the text to have a weight, like weight line. So because if I wanna print it out, it's gonna be invisible, right? So what I'm gonna do, I will click on it, and I'm gonna go on properties, and the properties should be layer 0. Okay, so this should be my layer. The layer should be 0. Okay, so everything is correct here. So I'm gonna do the same. So I'm gonna do this the same for the level 5, the level 6. So what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna just click on one, then I'm gonna copy. I will copy. I will just take this as a reference point, and then copy it here, then copy it here, then copy it here, then copy it here. Then I'm gonna copy it here, and I'm gonna copy it here. Oh, it doesn't have rights, so let me just unselect it. Then press Ctrl Z. Let me just reset again. Sorry, guys. Copy. Now I'm gonna take this line to this line to this line to this line to this line, and also to this line. Okay, and also we have another one on the ground, right? If I'm not okay, we have another one here, so I'm gonna take it, I'm gonna put it in here. Let me just use a little bit down here. Let me just zoom a little bit. It should be a little bit here. Okay, and we have another one on the ground. I think it should be a little bit below, like a little bit below here. And we have another one. I think it's this specific junction here. Okay, all right, so now I can just rename them. So for remaining them, so I'm gonna search for the level 5, the level -2. So if I just right click on it, not right click, like double click on it, I can change, I can just write level -2. So I'm gonna repeat the same for the remaining one. I'm gonna repeat the same step for the remaining part. So now I can just create the schematic section here, right? So I can just what I can do, I can just take one of these text, then I can just copy them. There's no copy here. I can just use the command copy, then I can just copy them. Let's say start from this part, start from here, and then I can modify the text. Just right click on it twice, then I can type schematic section. Okay, and then okay, but I'm not satisfied with the height, I'm not satisfied with the size of the text. I'm gonna just click here, just click on the text, and then if you go on the line here, if you go on the line, let me just go here, let me go on the height. I can add more height. Let's just say, let me just add 0. Instead of taking 0.5, I can use 0.7. So you can see it's gonna increase. You see it's increasing, and then I can move it a little bit below, like select this, and then I can move it. Let me just do this. Then just select it, and then I can move it a little bit below. And just move it a little bit below, so it's gonna be more visible. Just use the same line. Okay, from here it's okay. Okay, so we have our section. We have our section already. Then the remaining part is, what's the remaining part? You need to create a circle. Like to create a circle is kind of easier. So what I'm gonna do, what I'm about to do here, I'm gonna show you how to create the circle to indicate, to name the grid. So which one is the first grid and which one is the last grid. So I can just first of all, I'm gonna close the layer properties. I'm gonna select the previous layer properties, like the one with no line weight, right? It should be set to be current. Then after that, I'm gonna go on circle, and usually before I create circle, right? Let me show you how to create circle. Actually, just create one circle. Like I have a specific dimension, like let's say the radius, let's say I don't know how much I can take. Let me just take in circle. I can just take this circle here, and then I can just select it, and I can move it to the bottom. I can just move this one to this intersection here, and then after that, I can just say text. No, it's okay. I don't even need to add text. I can just first of all, I can just copy all of this. Like, let me just copy. Let me just do this and then copy this circle to the other grid. So I'm gonna just take this one. I'm gonna copy it here. I'm gonna copy it here, and I'm gonna copy it here. Okay, I'm gonna do that. So I'm gonna do that, and then after that, I'm gonna zoom a little bit, and I'm gonna just take any text that I create so far. So I'm gonna just let's say I'm gonna select this, then I'm gonna copy, and after copying this text, I can copy it inside one circle here, okay, and then I can right click on it, and then I can modify. Let's just say it's D. This one is D, so I'm gonna just click on D, capital D, all right, and I'm gonna go a little bit here and I'll adjust it. But adjusting is not that enough. It's not that enough. So I need to change the weights. I mean, I need to change the size of this character. So what I'm gonna do, I can just control. Okay, I can just right click on it. Right click on it and then go on the properties. And then if I scroll down and see the height, I can change the heights. Instead of taking 0.5, I can just take 0.3, 0.3, 0.3, and then it kind of fits. And let's see. Yeah, it fits, but it's too small. Let me just increase it by 0.4. Instead of taking 0.3, I can just take 0.4. Might be more clear. It's more clear. And then I can move it a little bit. Let's just move it a little bit to be in the middle. Let me just move it there, and then I can just copy it to the other grids. Just copy. Take this one to be reference point. Then copy it at this junction, this points, and also this points, and also I'll do the same. I'll do the same for this point. So we know that's our grid set from here. So this is A. If I right click on this, I can write A, but I need to displace it a little bit 2 times to make it in the middle. Even 1 time, I think 1 time it's okay. Even 2 times, okay, no problem. And here this should be B. I can also I can just also move it a little bit. Like, let's just take also 2, but I think one is okay. No, 2. Another one. And here this one is C. This one is C. Let me move it twice. Okay. Right. So this is how you can indicate, and you can name the grade that any big efforts. Okay. So what next after this? What am I supposed to do after this? So I can use now I can use the dimension, right? And I can indicate the dimension. So what I'm gonna do for the dimension, I need to go on. For the dimension, I can just go on annotation, annotated here, right? Let me just close this first. And then from here, I'm gonna take, because my design, there's nothing inclined, right? All of them, the straight line, right? So I'm gonna just use the first one here, the linear. I can just use this part, but I can just use the aligned or linear, all of them, okay? But if you have angle, if you wanna calculate the angle, you wanna measure the angle, you can use this one instead of the linear. Or if you have the circle, if you wanna check the dimension of the circle, you can use the diameter or the radius. If you have the arc, whatever. All right, so but I'm gonna take the aligned. I will take the aligned. But I'm gonna show you how also we can change the look of the dimension, because it's also different chapter, right? So you have to know what we are doing. So I'm gonna take it from here. Should be measure from here to here. Should be 7, but it should be in the middle. I'll place it in the middle, right? And I don't want to repeat this. I can just move it. Let me just move it a little bit. I can just move it a little bit down. Okay, and I can select again all of them and then copy. I'm gonna just copy them. This one should be the reference line. I'm gonna just copy them here because all of them they have 7. They have the length of 7. Then here also, I'm gonna take here. Okay, I'm going over there. Okay. So this is how you can create the dimension, but for the flow, so the left we have also to indicate the height. So just need to do the same process that I was doing. So I'm gonna consider the aligned, and then here I'm gonna just measure from this side to this side. It should be 3, but I'm gonna put it in the middle, a little bit in here. Okay. Then I'm gonna select it. I'm gonna copy because from row level 5, level 4, and level 3, even level 2, they have the same distance. So I can just copy them, no problem. I can just copy. Just to make them look nice, I can just indicate the height. The height should be 3, all right? And the next one also should be 3. And from 2, let's see, from 2 to 1 also is 3, okay? Oh, sorry. Sorry. It should be 6. Sorry. Let me. I made a little bit of mistake here, so I'm gonna just reverse it. I'm gonna press Control. Okay, here. I'm gonna press Control Z to undo what I've done. Okay. So in here, I'm gonna select this again, and I'm gonna press Copy. And here, I will go on 3. Let me copy it, and then from here it should be 6. It should be 6. And the next one should be 9. Next one should be 9. And then 12. And then 12, okay? And then 12, but here, instead of taking 15, it should be 16 because we have 4, right? So I ain't gonna copy anymore. I'm gonna just go again on this parts here, on align here. I'm gonna click on align, and then I'll just take from here, from this junction, and I'm gonna just click on 4, and I'll put 4 in the middle. Okay. Then the remaining one, that they have the same distance, 3. So I will go again here, and I'm gonna just click this intersection here. You should click in the middle, right? When you see the X means at the middle, right? And then I'm gonna just impose 3, and 3 should be in the middle. The 3 one here should be in the middle. Okay. Let me do this first. Let me do this, and let me do this. From this distance to this distance, it should be 3. And it should be a line here, but it should be in the middle, okay? All right, so now I can just copy this one. I can just copy. And the reference point should be these points here, and I can just copy it. at this in this this point. Okay, all right. So this is how we can indicate and you can represent your top building, right, in AutoCAD. And to see how it looks like to see how it looks like, and if you want to print it, okay, just make sure you save it first. What I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna go on this icon, AutoCAD icon. I'm gonna click on that icon here. Then I will go on print. Let's say print, and it should be the drawing to PDF, and it should be A4. We can just take an A4 that you want to take. We can check my previous video. I showed you how we can print my perfect drawing in AutoCAD. How we can convert it. How we can convert it the DWG to PDF, and then it should be A4. I'm gonna use A4, so I need to use portrait. And then for the plot style table, I ain't gonna change anything right now, but you can just refer it to my previous video. And for the units, I'm gonna use millimeter. There's no meter, there's only millimeter and inches. So millimeter because I'm using metric units. And then it should be centered. It should be centered. So I need to center the plot, right? Should be so if I click this one here, if I check this part, means that my design should be fit to the paper, right? Should be in the middle of the paper. I can use here. I can just select what I want to print. So I'm gonna go on plot area, and then I'm gonna use window. Then I'm gonna select with a window. I'm gonna select this part, the one that I designed, and then I can preview and see how it's gonna look like, right? And you can see everything's look like perfect. Okay, so thanks so much for watching, and don't forget to join the community by sharing this video, by liking this video, and also by subscribing to this channel. Okay guys, so see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.